Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, let me know what you think. KOLBY, she invites her parents over for breakfast to discuss Russell going to Divinity school without discussing it with her. And basically, she's looking from, in my opinion, some support from her parents. Her dad tries to act like he doesn't know, and KOLBY's like, well, he told me he already discussed it with you. Her mom is like, when they get something, when the Lord puts something on your heart, they don't communicate, they just act upon it, they just do it. And that doesn't mean that they're going to discuss it with you. They have to be obedient to God. They have to be obedient to God first, not this marriage and not you. And I do understand what she's saying, but at the same time, everything that the mom said went out the window, because KOLBY stated, Russell stated he had a chance to speak with the dad. So if he found time to speak to the dad, he had plenty of time to speak to his wife. He see his wife far more often than he see his father-in-law. He's waking up to her. He's going to bed to her. Everything. So I don't understand how he didn't have the time. So if he found time to speak to his father-in-law, he should have found time to speak to his wife. Regardless of how the conversation may have went, he still should have found the time to speak to her even before he spoke to the dad. And he should have spoke to KOLBY first, whether KOLBY didn't disagree or whatever. Then he could have spoke to the dad and said, well, you know what, I'm having a hard time, dealing with it, with bringing KOLBY around. Can you give me some insight of how you were able to get your wife on board? But you go straight to the dad and get his blessing, where now it's when KOLBY doesn't have a chance and everybody is already, the scale is already unbalanced, when she wants to speak to them and try to get some insight from them, some words of wisdom from them. And I understand Russell probably went to her dad because her dad is a preacher and the mom is a first lady. But the dad and the mom is giving, it's like they're putting their lifestyle on KOLBY. And KOLBY doesn't want that. KOLBY said in another scene that, she knew her dad, when, her dad's getting phone calls in the middle of the night and he have to go out, and she doesn't want that type of life for her. She doesn't want to, she doesn't want to be a first lady. That's a whole 360. And maybe from KOLBY upbringing as a preacher's kid, knowing what that entails for their child and her lifestyle now, when she, became an adult and making her own decision and created her own path for her own walk of life, being a first lady was not in there. She stated that they have talked and talked again, and Russell does whatever he wants to do, which says that, and the dad is in agreement and the mom is in agreement. And I'm like, wait a minute, Mom, stop. You are a woman out here, and I understand that she's a first lady, and the dad is leading her, but still have your own mind. It's like, give your daughter the real deal of what she's going through. If you want to comfort her, give her all the tools that she's needing and everything that she's about to face. she knows about it from a child's perspective. She doesn't know about it from your perspective, from an adult, from the first lady perspective. So if you want her to be 100% comfortable with this, don't just push what Russell is going through on her. Give her your insight of how you were able to be okay with being the first lady, and not saying that you didn't want to be one all along, but I know there were times where you probably felt as though, I can't do this. I don't want to just be the be the wife in the background. I don't want to just be the first lady of a church. I want to be able to, have my own life, make my own decisions. So give your daughter everything that she's asking for, instead of just trying to wrap it up in a bow that everything is going to be fine and that her husband's say so is the right thing to do. That's not very convincing, and that's not the way. That's not what she wanted to hear. She didn't invite you over there for you to uneven the scale a little more. You're trying to, basically, it's like you're trying to defend Russell to her, instead of making to assure her that, okay, you may not like it, but and it's okay that you feel that way, and this is what's going to happen, and this is what to expect. Take your husband out the equation. What did you, as a woman, as a mother, as a first lady, have to go through raising your kids and being in the background? Were you always happy? Did you always want to be in it? Were you satisfied? Would you do it all over again if you had to? Give your daughter the real ins and outs to help her cope and deal with this, because whether or not she's on board or not, her husband has already moved the train forward. And you, as a mother, if she's called on you to ask for your advice, ask for your opinion, do just that. Don't try to make her come around to what Russell's doing, because she said Russell does whatever Russell wants to do. So which means Russell is going to be okay. So you don't have to fight Russell battles to her. Is help her with what she's dealing with, so she can know that it's going to be okay, whether you want to or not. But at least give her the real deal, the tools that she could, something to help her cope with it, because that's a 360. He didn't say, okay, I'm a lawyer now and I'm going to change professions to become a doctor. He is stepping into a whole different territory than what she wanted to be. She didn't want to be a first lady. She was adamant about that. So, Mom, I need you to come realer than that. Because for you just, he's called upon, nobody's objecting to that. But you're not being honest with your daughter, and you're not being honest with yourself. And it's like her parents, they're asking her, what would you have said if he had told you in the beginning? KOLBY says, I would have said no. They're like, well, that's why he didn't tell you. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make a difference. That regardless of what her outcome would have been, what she would have said, he still owed that to her. He made that decision to turn his household upside down for what he wanted and what he felt as though he was called upon. And regardless of not if he's already enrolled and he's already led his family down that road, he still owed it to her. And because she's finna make a whole lot of sacrifices along the way with him. She's probably going to have to pick up more of the slack at home with their daughter, the household chores, everything. And when he's away, that means that she's holding down the fort for the family and everything else that comes along with it. And y'all just want her to smile, grin, and bear it. That's the old day. There's a new day, and wives matter. Wives are not, to be seen and not heard anymore. The mom, I feel as though, is so wrong, and you have so much advice to give your daughter, but you're going about it the wrong way. And KOLBY, I feel like you need to really make a choice. Don't sit on the fence about this, because he's already doing what he want to do. So you need to make a hard decision. Take a strong, long look at what your life is going to be. And if your love for your husband is stronger than, and your marriage is stronger than you being the first lady, then go ahead on and take your, stand by your man and become the first lady, the best first lady you can. But if you don't feel as though you can get through this, and it's going to be some challenges, well, of course it's going to be challenges, because this is a whole new way of life. But if you don't feel as though these challenges and these lifestyle changes are for you, then KOLBY, I feel as though that you need to make your decision now rather than later. And there's nothing wrong with being a first lady. I don't feel as though I can be a first lady, and that's just my opinion. But you were already raised in the church. You were already a preacher's kid. And I don't know, you may learn to like it. You may learn to like it, not learn to love it. But I feel as though you are right. You should have a voice, and your husband is 100% wrong. And I feel as though your parents are 100% wrong. But the fact of the matter is, I would have told my parents, okay, thanks. I got it from here. And I would have, told my husband, listen, you've done what you want to do. I'm going to try, but it's not going to be perfect. And when I feel as though I can't do this anymore, I'm not doing it anymore, please don't blame me, because you didn't think of me before you made the decision to act upon this. So you thought of my dad. So if it get to a point where I'm just not going to deal with it, I'm just not going to deal with it. And that's just that. This is my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.